Alright Alex, obviously we've had a big few days since Sunday's impressive FA Cup win. Obviously the reaction was said after the game would be immeasurable really, and so how have you kind of found it? Because with footage has been on TV, with photos being on the FA website, their graphics as well. It's just unprecedented really, so how happy are you? How happy is the rest of the team after that result?
We're really overwhelmed. We knew that we'd get a good amount of support obviously from the local area. When the result came out that we'd had a great win, but we never anticipated it would reach the heights that it actually has. Obviously, as you say, making it onto the newsies, last pen, and the FA graphics as well, like that's something that we could have never anticipated. It's obviously fantastic. It's a massive confidence boost to the lasses to know that what they've done is being recognised, and they completely deserve all of the praise that they're getting from all over the place. It's fantastic to see all that hard work that they've put in, obviously, to get us to where we are now. All the people that's worked for it over the years, and obviously the current squad as well. It's just really, really good that they're getting this recognition. Obviously with that, it's good to keep a level head and to make sure that we're still grounded with it all. Because the last thing we want to do is let that go to our heads and think that we're world beaters when we know in reality we've still got a lot of work to do to help us to improve.
Yeah, of course the cup draw's been made now, and we'll be at home again, which is going to be a massive thing really in 2 weeks' time, I guess, against Liverpool Fed. So what's your take on that? And I'll have to try and keep you down and one about the cup for the time being, because obviously, as you've mentioned, we've got the league game coming up, we've got a county cup game as well, just a lot in the immediate vicinity really for us.
Yeah, there's plenty in the calendar, to say the least. The draw, we know it's going to be a tough one, but again, as long as we're confident, as long as we're doing what we need to be doing, what we're working on, then there's no reason why we can't go into that game and perform as well as what we did against Halifax as well. It is obviously going to take a lot of hard work, but everything that we're doing in training is not just necessarily for the FA Cup, but it's a long-term picture. It's looking at improving us in general overall and helping us to get to where we want to be, which is essentially progressing up the tiers in women's football.
Yeah, you've mentioned obviously there's no real room for complacency, and obviously we'll be up against Hull United side who have struggled really to form. Obviously they're picking up a result last week, getting a 1-0 win, but ultimately they're bottom of the league at the minute and they'll have everything to prove really, but we've got to keep our heads down really, because we're off the back of an amazing result. But as I say, nothing's really certain or definite in women's football, and results can vary, they can change week on week, and we'll just have to keep our heads down.
100%. One thing that we've talked about is this league is not one you can really predict. It's quite inconsistent in terms of results. Teams that you might expect to win go and get results, and Hull United will be no different. They are a good team, they're a strong physical team. We know when we've came up against them previous years that if we allow them an inch, then they'll take an opportunity and we'll be on the back foot. So it's definitely something that we can't take for granted. I say it all the time, but we don't really focus on what other teams are doing. We focus on ourselves and just making sure that we impose our style of play and we do what we want to do and not fall into the trap of falling into other teams' tactics. So yeah, it'll definitely be a hard one, as every game is in this league. As I say, it is so unpredictable, and we always need to be on our top game to ensure that we go on and get results and hopefully finish at the top of the table at the end of the season.
Yeah, and just lastly today, I just wanted to talk about Anise. Obviously she's come back into training today, I think for the first time.
Yeah. So
it's a massive development for her. Just how's she getting on, and as well Addie as well, good to see her on the training pitch, I think again for the first time, so really nice developments there. Yeah,
it's fantastic to get the girls back on the pitch. Obviously Anise has been out for a while and she was such a pivotal player in the early games of the season. Obviously was on a great form. So it's fantastic to see her back in training tonight for the first time, and by the looks of it she's slotted straight back in and she's not rusty whatsoever, so hopefully we'll continue that way. Not sure about how she is for the weekend yet, obviously we're just taking it day by day, but it would be great to get her back in selection, same as Addie as well. Obviously had a bit of a knock when she first came over, so she's vested it and she's back in and she's looking good, so it's really positive.